Hey everyone, Matron here, bringing you another Starcraft 2 commentary. This time a game between sSsJun, spawning as the red Zerg, and CheckPrime, spawning as the blue Zerg. So this will be a ZVZ on Blistering Sands, and the backdoor rocks could open up at any point in this game, leading to a very short attack path across the middle and into the opponent's base, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Typically, I do not cast many mirror matchups. I find them a little boring. Maybe it's just my frustration with my Protoss versus Protoss on the ladder, but I can probably count on one hand the number of games of mirror that I've cast. But I did check out this game beforehand, and it's just so interesting. I wanted to bring it to you guys. Typically, ZVZ opens up with Zergling, Baneling, and then possible transitions into Roaches. So we'll see what both players choose to do here. We did see that Jun did do the extractor trick, so he is on 11 of 10, and CheckPrime just getting out the 9 Overlord and a little more traditional play from him. So be interested to see who's ahead. We'll check the income counter and the number of workers, as that basically will tell the story of who's ahead. It looks like Jun is a little bit ahead, and now CheckPrime is, so that extractor trick not helping too much, but we'll see whether one person gets ahead in harvesters here. See both players in the ZVZ matchup throwing up the extractor first, something you will hardly ever see in any of the other matchups between Zerg and the other races, and then getting up spawning pools as well. So with the extractor, they're going to be able to get up a Baneling nest as soon as the spawning pool finishes, and then transition over to Banelings with their Zerglings, or perhaps one player will go for Speedlings. Right now, both players' builds mirroring each other, just a few seconds behind CheckPrime is. If we look at the income tab, he's actually one harvester ahead though. So a few seconds behind in the spawning pool, but a little bit ahead in the economy. Though this early going, it's not going to make too much of a difference. These overlords finding their buddies all along the map here, wanting to place your overlords very strategically in the ZVZ matchup, as neither player will probably get much anti-air besides the queen, so these overlords are able to come out and play in the middle of the map and have good line of sight in very critical areas, chokes, and along ramps. You also want to make your way over to the opponent's natural, make sure he's not throwing down a fast expansion, but that can be death in the ZVZ matchup, as if the other person is going pool first, they can just stream Zerglings into your main. We see Jun moving out with his first 2 Zerglings across the field here, but he will be met by at least 4 Zerglings from CheckPrime, so taking a few pot shots at those Zerglings, and now we're going to split his forces a little bit and see what Jun is going to be all about in his base. We do see a Baneling nest about halfway complete for CheckPrime at this point. Speed for both players, Jun a little bit faster, but not too much. He's going to come in here, he's going to see that Baneling nest, and I imagine we will see a Baneling nest thrown down for Jun momentarily as well. He puts drones back on gas, as he had pulled them off after getting the 100 gas for the Zergling speed, and we'll see whether he quickly throws up a Roach Warren. So not going for Banelings right away. Dueling Zerglings in the center here, a few of them very low, and CheckPrime may be able to get the advantage, as he does have superior Zergling numbers. Now getting a bunch of Banelings, he has to protect those before these Zerglings can get on him, and Jun's going to want to try to focus those down before they finish morphing. If they do finish morphing, it could be disastrous for the Zergling count of Jun. He's able to take down 2, but now the Baneling's coming out, taking down 4 Zerglings there. CheckPrime moving forward, waddling with that one Baneling. Jun doing a good job sending 1 Zergling at the Baneling, so wasting that Baneling on the 1 Zergling. Now if we look at the unit count, it is 17 Zerglings to just the 7 of CheckPrime. CheckPrime morphing in more Banelings back by the choke to his natural. And just more and more Zerglings and Banelings coming out for CheckPrime. The Roach Warren has completed for Jun. He does have the extractor going full time here. CheckPrime does as well. And it looks like missing a little bit of Baneling action, but these Banelings and Zerglings now going to be going into the main of Jun, or at least trying to get there. Jun doing a run by into the natural, or into the main of CheckPrime, trying to do a little bit of economic damage, taking on those drones. Drones doing a good job, not allowing a surround by these Zerglings. CheckPrime could be taking these low drones, clicking back on the minerals and pathing them backwards, but it looks like the Queen is able to clean that up for CheckPrime at the same time as A lot of harassment's going on in the base of Jun. He is getting up Roaches here, but off the creep, they're not going to be able to catch these Banelings, but actually they will be able to take those two down. So no damage being done to Jun's economy at this point with those Banelings, but the Zerglings are just running wild. These few Roaches trying to push those Zerglings out. If we look at the Harvester count, it is 7 for CheckPrime and 10 for Jun. So both players almost back to the early moments of the game. We see playing a little bit of Ring Around Rosie is CheckPrime, trying to come in here and take down a drone or two, or at least prevent any sort of mining. So CheckPrime has a little bit of an advantage in the Harvester count, and there are no units for Jun in CheckPrime's base. So if he keeps using these Zerglings and disrupts the mining of Jun, he could take an economic advantage here. And in ZVZ, the more minerals you have, the more drones you have, it's just going to be more and more powerful. You're going to be able to out-Zergling the opponent, and these Roaches are not going to be able to move across the field without speed very effectively into the base of CheckPrime. So CheckPrime right now, the more mobile Zerg with these Speedlings and the Banelings, he's able to mine without any interruption and just doing circles in the base of Jun, coming in, trying to pick off a drone, 7 HP on that drone. And now it looks like Jun, tired of all of that, going to push out. If we look at the production tab, we have the Roach Warren about to complete for CheckPrime, so doing a good transition here. The income tab, 15 harvesters to 10, so CheckPrime does have the advantage by 5 drones, and considering that there are drones, well, CheckPrime is basically going to be able to harvest gas at this point, so no more gas for Jun. Coming in here with a bunch of Zerglings, could try to focus down that Baneling. Again, sending one Zergling against the Baneling, so a very smart move by Jun. All the drones being pulled off the line, and the Queen coming as well. The Queen about half health, but able to poke at those Zerglings with the drones, and now Roaches popping out. So we will have Roaches and Zerglings versus drones, Roaches, and a Queen here momentarily. Again, the mineral line, not the greatest place to attack for Zerglings, as they will not be able to get a good surround. Now pulling off of the mineral line totally. We may see an engagement here for all the marbles. Now it looks like CheckPrime going to pull back, continue harvesting. And every time you're able to pull harvesters off for your opponent, he's going to have to get his gas up and running again. That's something you can easily forget. Looks like we have a few Banelings in the back, and this is smart. He needs to protect these Banelings so that they can morph here, and then he needs to do more damage to the Banelings rather than just the one Zergling that he has been getting. Looks like Zergling's now running into the back of the mineral lines. That Queen and the Roaches out front trying to take down the Roaches at the ramp. Looks like they will be able to focus them down in the mineral line. A lot of drones going down. If we look at the income, it is 13 to 13. So Jun returning the favor, harassing CheckPrime, and both players pretty even in the economy at the moment. We do see Jun back on gas. If we check the resources of both players, they are down to the bare bones. Checking out the army tab, very even, 450 to 150, 29 to 31. So that just means an extra Roach or two for CheckPrime compared to the Zerglings of Jun. Both players using those Roaches at the top of the ramp just to wall off. CheckPrime doing a good job. No Zerglings will be able to get in here. So if we look at the production tab, it looks like Jun getting up another extractor. So wonder what he's going to be doing with that. Possibly going to Lair Tech and taking this opportunity to really drone up hard. CheckPrime as well